Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. Daps.
I'm Katie.
I'm Jenny.
And we are happy that you're here tonight. Take a moment to subscribe if you haven't to this channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, which we have a lot of. But we are excited to have you here tonight. We got a ton to cover. How are you guys?
I'm good.
Thinking about it, maybe. Okay, I'm fine.
Who knows?
Yeah, we're well, Katie's a little bit. You had an adventure today.
Yes. Which adventure?
The Epcot adventure.
Yes, an American adventure. Yeah, so I apparently tweaked a muscle in my back on Sunday somehow. It just got progressively worse.
So what happens when we're not at Disneyland on Sunday?
Yeah, it's apparently I need to walk out my muscles on Sundays. But yes, so I went to urgent care today to help get it taken care of. I helped, the nurse by pointing to where on Epcot my back hurts.
It's very important.
Yes, and I got a 60 milligram very strong anti-inflammatory shot in my hip, and I am on a very low dosage of muscle relaxers. So
I'm
having a great time, guys. I'm actually having a very good time, and I was very much looking forward to Geeks Corner tonight because I wanted something to look forward to.
And now you do. So it's
I'm happy to see your faces.
There we go. Cool. And I don't have anything that exciting. Do you, Jenny?
Today I colored.
Oh,
as because I'm an adult. So here's
that's good.
Here's some of my colored pencils. So
very nice.
They're the little
Those
twisty
are fancy
kind.
ones.
They're twisties because I push too hard and I think I break things. So
I do frequently.
Got it. Very cool. Well, let's get right into it. This last week, it's actually been a really busy week in terms of Disney news. And this last week, it was announced that the Disneyland Resort will be reopening in July. And that means that, in theory, if all goes as they proposed right now, on July 9th, Downtown Disney will be open. July 17th, the parks will be open. And then July 23rd, the Grand Californian and Paradise Pier will be open for the hotels. And this all broke on Thursday, if I recall correctly.
Oh my gosh.
It was Wednesday.
It was Wednesday afternoon?
Yeah.
Wednesday afternoon. It all blurs together. But it all broke last week. And it's amazing to think that a week ago, we were really just questioning when it could be and how and all that stuff. But it now has dates. And what do you think of said dates? Jenny, you can go first, and then Katie.
It's happening sooner than I thought it was going to.
When did you think it was going to?
Maybe August, probably more like Labor Day, maybe September, first week September.
Okay.
So it was very surprising, and yeah, I'm super excited. I'm one of those people that's like, I'm so excited. I'm pretty sure I remember my friend telling me because he read the article, and I'm pretty sure I screamed.
I believe that. For the question in the chat, the Disneyland Hotel is not opening with the others, and it does not have a reopening date as of yet, but it will reopen someday. Pretty sure about that because they're still doing construction on it. Katie, what did you think about the reopening dates?
I was also surprised by how soon it was. I really thought that it was going to be September or October. I did not see, mainly because I thought that they were going to give Disney World a lot of space from their opening and watch everything that happened because our park is so much smaller. Our entire resort is so much smaller than Walt Disney World. My gut instinct is to be excited. But I'm also terrified. Because I know that there are a lot of people that don't follow the rules. To harp on the fact that I went to urgent care again today, I was in a medical center and there were so many people not wearing face masks, which is kind of scary. And I really want to be excited, but I'm worried about other people.
So I think there's a distinct possibility that you will not be there opening day. Is that possible?
I will probably be there opening week if I can get a reservation. Depending on what happens at that reservation, who knows when I'll go again. Because if I go there and I feel comfortable and I feel like things are being enforced in a way I feel comfortable with, I'll totally be there. But if I see things and it's very scary and everyone is cramming in together and there's not face masks being utilized, I might not be super comfortable going
Well,
again.
and speaking of face masks, it was announced today. Well, it wasn't announced, but it was added to the website, Disneyland's website, that face masks will be required for both cast members and guests, which I think is probably a very smart move. Just when you look at the math and the science behind that, I think it's a very wise decision and not surprising at all. I think probably the only reason we didn't know about it before is because they just hadn't put it up yet. But that goes with reduced capacity, reservations, as you mentioned. And I think I am one of the few people that thought it was going to be in July, just because, and this was more of a big picture, not necessarily am I comfortable with it or is this going to make everybody happy? But I did recognize that cast member benefits were going to end at the end of July. So there's a level of urgency there. A lot of things are reopening. Whatever you think about them, that's just the way it is. That's what's happening. And in my head, it was kind of a whenever the first theme parks reopen in the United States, it's probably going to be about a month after. Because then they can let everybody else make mistakes. And so you've got Universal, you've got SeaWorld, you've got, I think, was it Funland? You've got
Fun Spot,
whatever it is, the one in Oklahoma that's reopening. But there's a bunch of theme parks that are already reopened around the country. And so I think Disney is getting a chance to see what's working well, what's not working well. I think Universal has probably had a decent approach to it, not perfect. SeaWorld had a very troubled start to it, it sounded like, in terms of face masks, which pretty much every picture I saw, there were none. Maybe like 1 out of 100 had a face mask, which I just don't think is going to work. And then even with Disney Springs, they got a little bit. And then you got what they've got going on over at Shanghai, which seems to be going pretty well. Like, I'm really not seeing any complaints from over there. Like, there was a couple the first day or two, but I think that's also just getting the culture set. And then it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Like, I'm very intrigued. And Mikey said, oh, this is good news, Mikey. Mikey says, from what I've seen in my visits to Disney Springs, I've yet to see any guests not wearing masks. They've been enforcing that rule well so far. Mikey, can I ask you a follow-up question? And just whenever you get a chance, throw it in there. How do they enforce it? Like, are they going up and asking people to wear wear the masks, or is it through signs, or like, have you seen any of that? I'd be really curious. And welcome to everybody that's coming in. And yeah.
We should have made signs.
Yeah. They put a big plastic sheet in front of your face if you're not
I was
wearing
going to say, I just imagine they're like,
no, because they're Disney cast members, they have to smile too.
and then someone else is like,
yes. Clocky says, well, you try to get a face mask on Shamu in regards to SeaWorld. I
don't
think
want to try that. That's
very,
so scary.
it'd be a cute comic though.
Oh yeah.
Like, draw it. That'd be a great sign.
I don't draw.
Well,
yeah, that's the sign that
could.
SeaWorld team members will be like,
hey, there's our thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's very funny. I like that idea.
Like it.
As we've all noticed, there's been a mixed reaction to Disneyland reopening in July. A lot of people think it's too soon. A lot of people think it's not soon enough. And there's full range of opinions and emotions in regards to wearing masks as well. The one thing I would say for everybody on both sides, I have a bug in here. That's not what I was going to say. But the one thing I would say is the one lesson of 2020 is how much can change in a month or even a week or even 3 days. And my biggest case for this is you go back and you look at our last Sunday vlog, and we had zero clue that Disneyland would be closed 5 days later. And that's really like, that's a good example of how quickly things can change. And so Whatever we think we know right now as the general public, I guarantee we are going to know so much more in different things 3 weeks or 4 weeks from now. And I'm very intrigued to see how that plays out. Guess what? The bug flew into my coffee and it died.
Ew!
So I don't get any more coffee tonight. This is like a true life adventure right here in BAP
What
Studios.
a day we are having.
This is why you have a closed container.
Coffee. So Mikey says there are signs posted in very prominent spots, as well as audio announcements played every few minutes. That would be weird to think of audio announcements in like on Main Street USA, and you hear Bill Rogers doing his ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please keep your masks on.
But could we turn them into lyrics and sing them over the songs in the loop on Main Street?
There you go. I could imagine it though in I could imagine them doing that in like the Esplanade in downtown Disney as you're making your way into, even in the parking lots and on the bus or whatever it is. I
will say I have written a Sweet Caroline parody about washing your hands that I do sing at work when we have to wash our hands every 30 minutes. So I would like to see Disney do the same.
I feel like the Mickey Mouse Club March would work pretty well.
Yes. Also, hi-ho.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. That would work very well.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm moving us right along. So another thing that came out this last week is that Hong Kong Disneyland will be opening on Friday.
Thursday, right?
Thursday, 18. Well, it's 16. Yeah, you're right. It's Thursday.
Yeah.
So that's opening in 2 days. And that blows my mind because every other park, it's like, we're going to give a really long lead time for people to get used to this. In Hong Kong, they're like, by the way, we're opening in a couple days.
So does that mean that we will be watching it open in real time tomorrow?
I believe so, because I don't know how much different it is than Tokyo. Because I know in Tokyo, I always just add 4 hours and then jump ahead a day, but switch if it's AM or PM.
I was going to say, because I would be guessing then tomorrow night we would be watching Hong Kong's reopening.
Yeah, that's very possible.
If the time's correct.
That is very possible. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. Mm-hmm. One of the things that came out with the reopening news, though, is they released a new rendering of their castle, which is very cool. And did you guys get a chance to look at it?
It's so pretty.
So cool. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
Go
ahead.
No, the new I've been in love since I saw that the model at D23 Expo. Mm-hmm. And like seeing that rendering photo, what have you, I just was like, Hong Kong might be in the running to have one of the most beautiful castles. In line with Paris, in my personal opinion.
I am curious when we see it in person, whenever that is, if it's jarring at all. Like the only thing that jumps out at me is seeing the lower half of the front of the castle where it's clearly the original Sleeping Beauty castle. And I haven't decided if I absolutely love that or if I'm just kind of like deer in the headlights with it. And I think I like it, but I'm also not entirely sure because I'm just like, huh. So it'll be interesting to see it when it's done. I love all the details with the princesses, though. All 13 of those.
Yes.
And Katie likes it because it's 13.
That's why it's 13. It's for Katie.
That's exactly it.
They said, Katie, we're stopping at 13 princesses for you.
That's definitely it. Did you guys get a chance to see which princesses are being represented in the castle?
I saw it on the Hong Kong model.
So they're going to have Princess Tiana, Aurora, Ariel. I can't read that one. Mulan, Jasmine, Snow White, Moana. I was trying to decide if it was Mulan or Moana. But then Cinderella, Merida. Here's the funny part. The next one is Anna and Elsa. Pocahontas, Belle, and Rapunzel. And they're each for a spire that's going to be on one of the towers in the castle, which I think is really cool. And there's a guy on Instagram that's HKMSG_W912, which is the Hong Kong Main Street Gazette. And he's got
fun.
some really fun, I don't know how he got the pictures, but he's got some fun pictures of some of the spires over there. And it's really cool how they're like, they're referencing the stories through the spires. And I think it's going to be really pretty. What did I surprise you with, Katie?
No, your microphone peaked really bad, and I don't know if I'm the only person that heard it.
Oh, let us know in
Am
the
I the only
comments.
person? Like a screech.
No, I didn't hear it. Nope.
I didn't either.
Oh, cool. Am I
Just for
losing
you.
my marbles?
Or like I can
might
actually,
be.
I have it set so I hear all three of us, but you know, I don't know.
Teehee going crazy.
There we go.
Sorry.
Lucky would like to see Princess Michael Eisner.
Ooh. Hello, I'm Princess Michael Eisner. I love that. Yeah, because he's got to do princess hands.
You know, I think if they were ever to have a new host for Soarin', I would like to see Michael Eisner.
Hello, I'm Michael Eisner.
I would
Welcome
like
to Soarin'.
same script, just Michael Eisner.
Just Michael Eisner.
It'd be amazing, especially for the California one. Like they could do the California one because then it'd be Michael Eisner hosting Michael Eisner because he's in that.
He is.
He's the
True.
Easter egg. Yeah. Anyway, that's that. I think it's cool. So the other thing that was very, what's a good way of putting it? Last minute announcement, I guess you could say, is the Bowers Museum is also reopening this week. That's the one that's on Friday. They're opening on June 19th. And they've got the really cool Walt Disney Archives 50th exhibit, and that is getting extended into October now. It was supposed to end at the end of the summer, which obviously wouldn't work so well because, yeah, you're right, Roger. He does have to appear from behind a tree. That would. Sorry, I just looked down and I'm like, yeah, he does.
Yeah,
have to come
He
out.
does.
He does.
Yes.
You
100%.
never know where we're gonna go. Anyway, Bowers Museum, 50th Walt Disney Archives exhibit. That's really cool, and we're gonna. I think we have to go. I gotta see if we can actually like do video in there. Like I know I could during the press event, but I might have to like see if I can get us in again, even if we can pay and just be like, hey, we're doing a video. We'll see if they'll let us do that, but. Have you guys gotten to see any of the pictures or the videos from the exhibit when we covered it in March?
I did see some of Murray's photos.
Okay.
I didn't look because I wanted to go on my own and I don't like spoilers.
I think that's
True.
great. Like, for me, the highlight, and this is not going to be a surprise for either of you, it's okay. I can tell you one thing, right?
Okay.
Herbie is at the Bowers Museum.
Okay.
Like,
I'm
that's
ready.
pretty cool, right?
I've read that.
And if you like Herbie, this is just a plug for Disney Plus. There is now a Herbie collection on Disney Plus. I noticed the other night. But yeah, Herbie is there. There's a bunch of other really cool things that I won't say too much of. And it's from all different eras too, like literally from beginning of Disney before like there really was a Disney all the way up to they've got some stuff from 20th century as well. And that was pretty cool. And some of the stuff they use for Lion King and all sorts of different things through the years. You could easily spend hours there if you're really like going into every single detail, or you could probably do it quickly in 45 minutes or something if you wanted to push through. But what are you looking forward to the most seeing there, Katie, if you've seen any of Murray's photos?
So I saw Murray's photos, but it was from the D23 member event.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw a lot of different things. I saw some of the live entertainment that they had at the member event. Obviously, things I didn't really pay much attention to things that were inside. But I do, anytime there is an opportunity for the Walt Disney Archives to show off anything they have, I am incredibly interested because I think that any piece of Walt Disney history is fascinating. That's why I loved Prop Culture so much on Disney Plus, because you get to see these random things in the archives, especially when they would venture into the archives and be like, oh, here's this thing we're not going to talk about because we're trying to think about the thing next to it. But, ooh, if you're paying attention.
There's Heinrich.
Yes. That was my favorite, was when Francis was just sitting there like, but I don't know specifically. I know there's a giant map, I think, of something. I remember there being a giant map, and I was very fascinated with the photo of it.
So here's a question then.
Ooh.
If you could see anything from the Walt Disney Archives, what is that thing that you would love to see them pull out?
So my joke answer is Buzzy. I want to see the boy. I want to see the boy
think
intact.
a lot of people would like to see that, to be completely honest. But
and I want to know that it is because I know that there were two. I would like to know that it was the one from the attraction. Like,
okay.
show me anyway.
Sometimes
Buzzy.
they swap them out, but yeah.
Yes.
So, Jenny, what would you pick?
I have no idea. I was not given this question in advance.
I don't come up
I wasn't
with
given time to prepare.
I make them up on the spot.
Time to make a list.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have time to do a pros and cons, like weigh out your options.
I did not, and I don't like that.
Mm-hmm. It's a very difficult question because you have to think about: do you want to do movies? Do you want to do parks? Do you want to
all the above?
Right?
Yeah.
Right? I want to. Ooh, could I sit in a sky bucket again?
Yeah, I think you could see a sky bucket
because like I just want to sit in one again.
Oh,
like,
I don't know if you could actually
nostalgic.
sit in an archive sky bucket, but I do know a guy.
Let us do it.
There we go. Then I'm available for that.
Yeah, you're fine.
And
Mr.
Katie,
Baxter,
did you want a real answer, or are you sticking with Buzzy? Buzzy can be a real answer, to be completely honest.
I think for my entire fascination with everything, I would say Buzzy. Playing off Jenny's answer, though, I would love to see a people mover car, like a Disneyland people mover car. But I would like to see Buzzy in the Disneyland people mover car.
There we go.
Best of both worlds. Hannah Montana.
Okay. And then the follow-up question with that is, if you could, yeah, I know. But Katie brought up prop culture, and I just think it's a very fun show. I love it because it's just what we all wish we could do. But if you could have him follow or go after any movie, like a new movie that you could pick that he hasn't done already, and it can't be any of the franchises that he's done. So you couldn't do another Muppet movie, and you couldn't do another Pirates movie. Like, what would you like to see?
I would love to see following Star Wars A New Hope, because so many of the props from Star Wars A New Hope were literally thrown in the garbage.
Okay. Cool.
Like the original Death Star model, last I heard, was at some Blockbuster being used as a trash can because people didn't know what it actually was. They're like, oh, this is a cute little thing. And somebody was walked in and was like, that's the original Death Star model. Like, what is wrong with you? So I would be fascinated specifically for episode 4, following the props and seeing what's actually left.
Cool. I think that'd be cool. Jenny, what would you like?
I haven't seen prop culture, so
you need to watch it. I think you'll like it.
I just finished my A to Z Disney movies, so now I can watch and explore something else. So
what was your favorite A to Z Disney movie?
Oh gosh, I liked so many things. I mean, I tend to favor the older live action movies,
right?
So I really liked things I hadn't seen. Like I really liked Candle Shoe.
Oh. Okay.
So Jodie Foster's in it.
Okay.
So
is it
really
early 80s? Is that what I remember?
It's 70s, I think.
It's 70s. Okay.
Yeah. But then also for a more current Disney live action movie, I enjoyed Zombies.
I saw you liked that one.
They sang, they danced, there was cheerleading.
So as you go through all of those movies you've watched, which one would you like to see props from? See, I brought it back.
Dachshund.
You did.
I don't know what props would be in that movie.
I mean,
Blackbeard's ghost probably had some good props.
Ooh.
Probably Treasure Island had some good props.
I was just going to say Swiss Family Robinson.
Swiss Family Robinson probably had some great props.
All those little coconut bombs they make. And all
Oh,
the animals. I just want
Clocky,
animals.
Clocky is speaking my language. He said the
Ooh.
boatnicks and bed knobs and broomsticks, which I 100% agree with. The boatnicks is one of my favorite
Oh,
dumb
the
Disney
Boatniks.
movies, but sadly not on Disney Plus yet. That needs to happen.
But you do own it on. Do you own it on DVD?
Yeah, I own it on DVD.
I was say I remember I watched it at your house. I just couldn't remember
It
what
has
format.
one of the most catchy, dumb theme songs too. It's great.
It does.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. I don't know if that would have props though, like because it's Coast Guard boats. I guess the jewels. I don't know.
I love the idea of like, welcome to prop culture. Here is one prop from this film. Okay, bye.
That would be the hard part. Yeah. That would be the really hard. I think actually a cool one is I'm thinking about it more. It would be Davy Crockett would be pretty cool. You could probably find something there, even though that was more of a TV thing. And then, which is fine. Zorro, like that could be cool. Did you watch Zorro, Jenny?
I think there was a Zorro movie. It wasn't called Zorro though, because I obviously
like,
just finished.
It's like this. It's a longer name, but Zorro's in the title.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and it's
Yes.
black and white. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there we go. Star Wars. We have to get into almost every show, and it was announced this week that Star Wars Celebration is getting canceled this year, and it will be returning to Anaheim in 2022. Can you do real quick for me, Katie, and look up? Does that mean nothing is happening in 2021? See if
Expo.
Oh, that's why it's not happening in 2021.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Who owns the
Yeah.
Anaheim Convention Center in August on the odd years?
That makes sense. But usually they go different places each year, which is what
Yes.
I was. So I'm curious actually if it is still somewhere else in the spring, because quite often it's in the spring also. And if I recall, the last time it was Anaheim, it was in the spring, the same year as a D23 Expo. And then
I just think that they're trying to make it as easy as they can for people who already purchased tickets. Because the people who did purchase tickets, much like myself, were planning on being in Anaheim. Same way if I had purchased tickets to Star Wars Celebration Chicago, I would have expected to be in Chicago.
And that's where I'm curious, though, is if they'd already figured out a place for next year or if they're just pushing it back all the way.
Don't they only do even years? Or am I completely wrong on that?
They did in Chicago last year.
Oh, I thought it was even years for some reason.
No, I think it's every year.
Okay.
Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. Mike
say,
says he'd like to see Darby O'Gale and the Little People props. That's a great idea.
That'd be fun.
I wonder if they could find a certain head of hair. Is it? Maybe it is every 2 years. I don't remember.
Because I bought my tickets last June.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
So it was 2 years ago. It was in Florida. Or no, it was Chicago.
It was Chicago, then Orlando was 2 years before that.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, so that has been postponed or canceled. And then we have, what is it? Disneyland After Dark is now postponed indefinitely.
Yes.
And what do we think about all this?
I think it's all for the best. We've been talking.
I know it's every year. The last one was in 2019 on April 15th.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I'm pretty sure. Like, this is one of my favorite stories to cover every year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought. Jenny, you go.
Yeah, I do think it's a good idea to just postpone these or cancel because like large crowds. I don't know how they would if they've already had they already started selling tickets for the.
It was mostly sold out.
The future ones. Yeah. So how do you tell a bunch of people, hey, guess what? You can't come because your name starts with J.
Yeah.
And that's how we picked letters out of a hat and thank you. But yeah, no. So I think it's for the best, for sure.
That makes sense. Yeah. Just since I see confusion that I have created, Star Wars Celebration started in 99. There was another one in 2002, then another one in 2005-07. Yes, they were doing every other years. And then it went bankrupt. And that
Oh.
So then in 2006, it came back, and then again in 2008. And then starting in, I'm just going to skip forward a few years. It looks like 2015, 2016, 2017, it was every year, skipped 2018, and then it was back to 2019 and 2020. So there's really no rhyme or reason. Now you know.
It's whenever they want.
It's whenever they want. And I think, wait, where's the one that was in London? Oh, there it is. That was 2015. Yeah, that's very interesting. I wonder how or why they skipped 2018. I'm sure somebody knows. But it'll be interesting to see if it comes back, how it comes back in 2022, huh? That's crazy. And when do you predict that Star Wars Night will actually happen?
Sometime next year.
I think you're probably right. Like, I don't know how and why. Star Wars Night's a lot of fun, but it's insane. Like, it's really popular. And I am very curious to see how that plays out. I don't know. What is one thing you hope you get out of the next Star Wars Night, Katie?
I don't know. I don't try and get anything out of the Disneyland After Dark events.
To see, to experience. Like, we don't really buy anything.
That's what I was saying. Like, I don't really try to set out to do anything. I just set out to be there.
Okay.
Which sounds lame, but
whatever floats your boat. And Jenny, what would you like to see done at a Star Wars Night?
Is there a parade of any sort?
They often have like the 501st. So a bunch of stormtroopers and Jedi and pilots and stuff, they go through.
But could that be with could they dress up like the Disneyland band and like have the band play live with this march?
Oh, that'd be cool. So having like a Star Wars band kind of thing.
Yeah.
But a marching cantina band, is that what it is?
I was just thinking, like,
I would love
cantina music. Yeah.
I honestly would love if there was a cantina band in general in like Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, because that would just be the coolest thing, I think. Anyway, we are running out of time. Katie, would you like to get us out of here, please?
Yes. If you would like to see more of what we do here on... I just saw Nathan's comment in the chat. I'm sorry, that made me laugh. If you'd like to see more of what we do here
good.
on Daps Magic, or here on Geeks Corner, go to dapsmagic.com. From there, you can check out all the news as it happens. Subscribe to our mailing list. If you want to click on live, we do a lot of really fun things throughout the week. And if you want to click on Geeks Corner, you can see more of our faces, more of us talking about fun things.
Jenny, what are you working on with Geeks Corner right now that they should go and do?
You should follow us on Instagram at Geeks Corner. We're doing lots of theme days, so like alliteration themes. So it's Muppet Monday. Tomorrow is Wacky Wednesday. And on Wacky Wednesday, you get to find out fun facts about people on the team.
I thought you said we could do anything wacky.
No.
Okay.
No, they're going to share with you fun facts.
Okay, and, we'll do fun facts.
And they really, really like to make those videos, so you should definitely come check them out.
It's fun.
Absolutely. And also make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and to the mailing list on dapsmagic.com. Did you say that already, Katie?
I did.
You did. As soon as it came out of my mouth, it's like, she already said that. So subscribe to our YouTube channel. But that is all the time we have for you this week. We hope you're having a fantastic week, staying safe, staying healthy, and we look forward to seeing you around the corner.